Can you imagine a scene this terrifying? You wake up in a strange bedroom, barely dressed, and there's a stranger lying next to you. He smiles and says, "Good morning, my dear. I'm your husband. Because you were in an accident 10 years ago, you lose all your memories every time you wake up." And this is the daily reality of the female lead, Christine. Stumbling in panic, Christine runs into the bathroom, but the moment she looks up, she freezes. Every wall is covered with photos of the two of them, each one overflowing with happiness. Photos like these should be beside a sofa in the living room or on a nightstand in the bedroom. So why are they plastered all over a bathroom wall? It feels like someone planned it in advance, knowing that every morning she wakes up confused, she'll run straight here first. Among the photos are sticky notes, constantly reminding her that the strange man sleeping beside her is her husband, Ben. Seeing the wedding ring on her finger, she finally realizes she's already married. At that moment, the man wakes up. Seeing Christine's confusion, he isn't surprised at all. Instead, he calmly repeats her life story, as if he's reenacting it from memory. She had suffered a serious car accident 10 years ago, hit her head, and lost all memories after age 20. Yes, another familiar car crash amnesia trope from movies. But don't rush. You won't guess where this goes. He uses photo albums to help her rebuild her lost past. Every smiling face in those pictures feels as real as yesterday. Before leaving for work, he even turns back to remind her of a board on the wall filled with notes, daily tasks, item locations, everything. Even allergy information is written down clearly. It doesn't feel like casual notes. It feels like a carefully prepared instruction manual. After he leaves, Christine begins examining the house, everything feeling both familiar and unfamiliar. She stands in front of the mirror, gently rubbing her cheek, feeling faint marks, almost invisible scars, or something else entirely. Their origin won't be revealed until later. Suddenly, the phone rings. This morning call feels like a fixed alarm clock, always striking just as her mind is most foggy. The voice on the other end is so familiar, it feels etched into her memory. He immediately calls her by name. He says he is her psychologist and is helping restore her memory, then tells her to look for a shoebox in the bedroom closet. While searching, Christine feels something hard deep inside the wardrobe. It's a hidden shoebox, like a secret buried for years. When she opens it, she finds a camera inside. As the screen turns on, it reveals video diary recordings she made herself.
Tonight, as I sleep, my mind will erase everything that I know today, everything that I did today. Oh, shit. He's coming.
At the end of the video, she seems to be hiding from someone. But who? The story then jumps back 2 weeks earlier. The doctor admits he had heard of her case before, but never expected to actually encounter it. At the time, he was researching atypical neurogenic amnesia and immediately offered free treatment. From that day on, he picked her up every day and drove her to the clinic, all without her husband knowing. He also suggested she use a camera to record her daily life, trying to piece together missing memories. But during one conversation, she unexpectedly learned something shocking. She had actually been attacked before. Her husband insists her memory loss came from a car accident, but the doctor's explanation doesn't match at all. The doctor doesn't elaborate. Instead, he hands her a folder containing medical reports and newspaper clippings. It seems the incident caused a major stir locally and even made the news. In the photos, she's severely injured. The more Christine looks, the heavier her doubts become. If it was such a big event, why did her husband never mention it? After the treatment session, Christine secretly records video diaries on the camera when her husband isn't looking. This is the same diary she saw at the beginning, the one revealing she is actually hiding from her own husband. The next day, everything repeats exactly the same. Her husband is still gentle, repeating daily routines word for word like a script. But does he ever get tired of it? Is this perfectly maintained life love or another form of control? Every morning when he leaves, the doctor's call comes right on time, reminding her to watch the video diary and not fall back into yesterday. Until one day, the treatment location changes. Instead of the clinic, the doctor drives her to an industrial site near the airport. There, a worker who once found her recalls the incident with fear still in his eyes.
Just come off shift. Miss Lucas was naked.
Naked?
Apart from a sheet.
Based on the bed sheets, the doctor concludes she was brought there from a hotel near the airport. Medical reports also show she had sexual activity before the attack. What exactly happened that day? The airport is only 10 minutes from her home. If there was a bed at home, why go to a strange hotel? These questions get stuck in her throat. She doesn't know if she's afraid to think deeper or subconsciously trying to avoid the truth. Back home while recording a video, she suddenly hears a child's laughter outside the window. But downstairs is completely empty. No one is there. It's not a supernatural event, but more like a hidden signal she hasn't yet understood. That night, her husband leans in, trying to be intimate again. But suddenly a memory flashes through Christine's mind. In her memory, the man has a scar on his right cheek. Yet the man in front of her now has a perfectly clean face with no mark at all. So who exactly was she with? Did she cheat? Dr. Nash quickly moves the treatment to the next stage, rapidly cycling a set of photos in front of her. He's testing which image triggers the strongest physiological reaction. One woman's photo stands out. Her name is Claire. Christine asks who Claire is, and her husband frowns, saying he doesn't remember. But when Christine adds that Claire is her close friend, he suddenly changes his answer and produces a photo of them together. His contradictions deepen her confusion. Before she can ask further, his gentle expression suddenly shatters. Anger erupts without warning.
This isn't just about you. Sometimes this is a question of what I can handle, and I can't always handle everything. Not every day.
After that outburst, Christine's remaining trust in her husband collapses completely. He is not someone she can rely on. She grips her camera and records herself, then sticks the photo of her and Claire on the wall like building a mental defense line. This time, she refuses to forget her. The next morning, everything resets again. The phone rings on time, and she opens her diary to face reality once more, but her fingers pause. Yesterday's photo is gone. No doubt about it, her husband must have taken it. While searching the house, she finds a key. As she stares at the photo in her mind, buried memories suddenly surge back like a tidal wave.
You all right? I'm pregnant.
Adrenaline explodes through her veins. Christine trembles as she searches the house for traces of a child, but there is none anywhere. It's as if the child never existed in this home at all, until her fingers accidentally brush her pajama hem and rest on her lower abdomen. Faint brown stretch marks appear under her touch, sharp and undeniable. Memories can lie, photos can be hidden, but marks on the body are hard proof.
Why are you hiding him from me? Where is my son?
But no matter how much she questions it, nothing seems to change. Her husband says the child died of meningitis at age 8, and that night she falls into a nightmare. In the dream, she sees a cold corner, a punch from the future, and again, that man with the scarred face. Is he the one who dragged her into darkness? Broken memories scatter like puzzle pieces slowly coming together, and the outline of the truth is almost visible. Soon after, she dreams again. This time, it's a dim motel hallway. Her son is drawing a face on paper, a scar on the right cheek. In the corner, the name Mike is written. This is the clue. The next day, she tells the doctor that Mike might be the attacker's name. Her eyes are filled with fear, like a frightened child. The doctor gently tries to comfort her, but in that moment, Christine's gaze lands on his name badge. It clearly reads, Mike. Her blood turns cold instantly. Could the doctor himself be the attacker from back then? Was this all just a trap designed to drag her back into hell? And in pure panic, Christine runs. But the doctor calmly walked to the trunk and pulled out a syringe. It all felt like a carefully prepared trap. When she woke up again, her phone rang. It was the doctor. He explained it was just a namesake mix-up, and the injection had only been a mild sedative, nothing harmful. Then the tone suddenly shifted. He said he had made a major discovery about her husband, Ben. When they met, the doctor spoke apologetically, saying that for professional ethics, he wanted to transfer her to another doctor. Before leaving, he contacted Claire, but while discussing Christine's condition, Claire was confused. She said Christine and Ben had already divorced 4 years ago, and there were records to prove it. Christine's mind was buzzing. How many things were she and Ben still hiding? The flood of questions made it hard for her to breathe. She walked heavily toward her husband's school.
Just tell me the fucking truth.
Why did you divorce me? Why did you divorce me?
You want the truth?
Yes.
I'll tell you the truth. We had a little boy.
Seeing her husband's red-rimmed eyes, the fire inside Christine was doused with cold water, slowly fading until only a suffocating helplessness remained, aching in her chest. Life seemed to slip back into its old quiet rhythm until the phone rang again. This time, it wasn't the doctor, but Claire. She pressed answer, and a familiar voice drifted through the receiver. It was like flipping a switch in her memory. Fragments of the past seeped in through that voice. They agreed to meet at the park, but the joy of reunion didn't last long. Claire said that before the attack, Christine had already started seeing someone else. Ben eventually found out too, and that might have been the reason they divorced. Before parting, Claire handed her a letter, written by Ben back then. The letter basically said Ben cared deeply for Christine, but felt she wasn't truly happy, and hoped that his leaving would help her and their son find peace. The paper crumpled between her fingers. All she could think about were her past doubts and arguments. Guilt weighed her down so heavily she could barely lift her head. Ben had been this selfless all along. He was willing to forget the past, returning at her most vulnerable moment to care for her and accept her. This time, he didn't want to hide anything anymore. He was going to tell her everything.
Ben, you're so good to me. I love you. I love you so much.
Who would have thought a heartfelt confession would be met with a cold slap? Christine herself couldn't believe it. Shaking, she turned to Claire for help, and her friend said she would confront Ben and get answers. She thought she would finally get an explanation, but when Claire called back, the heaviness in her voice hit like a stone. She didn't bring comfort. Instead, she brought even worse news.
Does he have a scar?
Scar.
Yeah, he had a skiing accident. He should have a scar across the right side of his face.
Claire's words struck like lightning. Christine's inner world shattered into pieces. Her real husband had a scar on the right side of his face, the same man who appeared in her nightmares. She rushed wildly to the wall of photos, her fingers tracing each image of Ben, her nails nearly digging into the wall, but there wasn't one. Not a single man in the photos had a scar. In her panic, her fingertips brushed the edge of one photo and suddenly stopped. There was a faint seam where the colors didn't quite match. It turned out all the photos were digitally edited. It felt like her memory was suddenly yanked back onto the right track. The man who slept beside her every night, saying he loved her, wasn't Ben at all. He was Mike, the abuser who had dragged her into darkness. She tried to escape that nightmare home, but he had already prepared for it. When she opened her eyes again, the same cycle started all over. Mike seemed to sense Christine was close to breaking free from his web. That night, under the pretense of a memorial, he took her back to that motel. The familiar room and setting instantly triggered Christine's most painful memories.
Call Ben, tell him the truth.
No.
Tell him.
Don't be ridiculous. I can't do that. You did this.
No.
Mike's terrifying possessiveness made it feel like the nightmare was happening all over again. Then, something he said casually suddenly jolted her awake.
Adam's forgotten.
Adam.
It turned out her son Adam was still alive. All her fear and weakness were replaced by a rush of heat surging through her mind. In that moment, Christine was no longer weak. She fought Mike with everything she had. That's how powerful a mother's love can be. She finally escaped that room and the decades of nightmares haunting her. At that moment, she was no longer anyone's puppet. Another morning came. The doctor told her everything was over. The abuser had been arrested, and her friend would pick her up in the afternoon to take her home. But more importantly, she brought two people with her. Her real husband, Ben, the one with the scar on the right side of his face, and their son, now grown without her even realizing it. The film ends here. When memory wakes up, perhaps the scariest thing isn't forgetting, but having your life rewritten by someone else. The climax isn't Mike's identity reveal, but Christine's resistance. What hits hardest about this film isn't the twists, but the fear it taps into deep inside us. If our memories can be altered, and the people we rely on can weave lies, then what exactly is the self?